Well, look who showed up on the set of Batgirl. It's Batman! Well, it stands to reason, but, well, doesn't this just reveal an awful lot? So, gee, do you still think Ben Affleck could return? I don't think so. Yeah, I know, the Flash film could establish that the Snyderverse is its own universe within the multiverse, but as far as the DCEU is concerned, they're moving forward with this other version that doesn't have a Batman because he's too old, and doesn't have a Superman because in this version it's a woman. So Supergirl will be the super person, the only Kryptonian in this story. Except maybe the Phantom Zone criminals and all that, because apparently General Zod is going to come back. All that type of stuff. But as for Batgirl, boy, it's already revealing the results of the time-warped reboot of the DCEU that the Flash movie will do. So, already knew Michael Keaton was going to be in Batgirl. We think, oh, that's odd. How's that going to happen? Because they've already established that J.K. Simmons will be the commissioner. Well, he wasn't the commissioner for Michael Keaton's Batman. Due to timey-wimey shenanigans of the Flash movie and merging of universes and whatnot, apparently this is how it's going to be. Well, they'll merge the DCEU with, I don't know, what, the Burtonverse, and Michael Keaton would have been Batman all this time in this new version of the DC cinematic universe, if you will. So you don't get a Batman in a DC universe. Just stupid. So some behind the scenes shots, and you can see Michael Keaton's body double, which is a pretty good body double. In some scenes he kind of looks like, that could be young Michael Keaton, and he's in a suit that's pretty much similar to the one that he had worn in the old movies, but it's a little different, and the belt's black and stuff like that, and on closer examination it kind of looks cheap. But I'm guessing, in post-production, that'll all be fixed up and stuff, and it'll look better. And possibly with that eventually Batgirl will get her own version of some suit like that, rather than the, do-it-yourself version that she's wearing in all the promos and all that. So this is obviously a flashback. It's a younger version of Batman. It's not old man Batman in the suit. And there's J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon with a full head of hair and all that sort of stuff. And they're, sure they'll probably CGI to make him look younger too, even though J.K. Simmons is younger than Michael Keaton. So we're just going to have to ignore all that. And it looks like a pretty intense scene. They look to be collaborating on taking down some criminal. And it's assumed that something terrible is going to happen to Barbara Gordon's mother, and that would push her into wanting to become Batgirl. Later in her life, she goes into the police department and all that sort of thing, but I don't know, maybe the killer escapes and he's still involved in crimes, or maybe the Firefly character will be a part of this. He's going to be the main supervillain. Maybe he's responsible for her mother's demise. And that sort of thing. So that's what it looks to be the setup, something along those lines. And the flashback to what happened with Gordon and Batman involved in it. Maybe caught the killer or what have you, but maybe Batman stops him for putting a bullet in his head. I don't know. But anyway, it's just establishing the Jim Gordon-Batman relationship that you just have to take it for granted. In this version of the DCEU, it happened a long time ago, and now Barbara Gordon's all grown up, and she's a police officer and all this stuff, and she decides she's going to be the next Bat person of Gotham. And then you have old Keaton come in to be her teacher and all that. Well, that's not the Batgirl story. I was going to be fine with the race swap and everything. All right, whatever. And then they say, J.K. Simmons will be committed. Oh, that's interesting and all this stuff. And like I said, if you can't have Ben Affleck, then you recast. Michael Keaton, I think, would be cooler in a Batman Beyond story, but they're just sort of taking that aspect of it and slapping it on top of Batgirl for this vision that appears to be all the more confirmed here, that not only will you not have a Batman, not really, for the DCEU, you will not have a Superman either. You will have Supergirl. And some of the suspicions for some of the quick scenes in the Flash movie was that Supergirl, Flash finds her in some sort of case, which is similar to the Flashpoint story involving Superman in the Time Lord version, where he never got raised by the Kents and all that sort of stuff. And that might be the case with her, but the deal is she's not Kara Zor-El. She's Kal-El, if Kal-El had been a girl. So that's why Henry Cavill's out and replaced by his female version. That's probably what it'll be. It's just so stupid. And so this lady, she doesn't get to play Supergirl. No, they're going to dump all this on this poor actress. They're dumping all this on Leslie Grace in a lot of ways with this nonsense. And neither one gets to actually play the characters that they've been signed to play. For this bizarre way of getting away from Snyder. Just a lot of trouble for no damn good reason. And then, of course, there's Bad Robot. So the only Batman movies you can have is the Robert Pattinson Batman, and the only Superman you can have is the J.J. Abrams Black Superman project, which you've heard nothing about since, and I'm beginning to wonder if that thing's not in trouble, you know? This is stupid. A Batgirl movie would be fine if they would just do a Batgirl movie. Because Batgirl wasn't trained by Batman in his 80s. She wasn't. You know, he was at most 30 when that happens in the comic books and stuff. Maybe, just maybe, with the body double here, the stunt double and act performing all this, he could be the actual Batman, and they'll just CGI Michael Keaton for his Bruce Wayne scenes. And you de-age him, you know? Nah, that's not what they're going to do. Because, I mean, yeah, if he could just be Batman, it'd be the only way. Or just recast it with someone who's of age. Can't we just have superhero movies that are superhero movies, you know? So anyway, the idea now is like, don't worry, it's not over. The Snyderverse will be its own thing, and they'll do that separately later or what have you. I really doubt that, but, you know, there's only so much money to go around for these things. It's sad that it's like an idea of a Batgirl movie gets dragged down by this nonsense. It's what it's looking like. Maybe not. Maybe. But, I mean, what else could it be? So, anyway. There's Michael Keaton's Batman. Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.